What's up, guys? This is Big Drew, and this is Titan Lifestyle. I'm back. I was gone last week, little vacay to see a client in Puerto Rico, but I'm back now. Happy to be back in the lab. I do this every week at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I talk about therapy of the week. I talk about Titan events, Q&A, which is my favorite part, so I answer questions for you guys and girls live. So if you have any questions for me that you think of during the week, tune in every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time and here in the U.S. You could tune in from all over. The tune-in time is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ask me any questions you want about health, nutrition. It could be off other stuff too, but just keep it PJ. This is a family show. But yeah, every week I do this. Let's get into therapy of the week, and also at the end, I'm going to get into some Titan events, some stuff we have going on, Titan-sponsored events. But therapy of the week, it's actually a package. We have SLUPP-332. We're calling it Sloop or Sloopy. You take that combination with Retrotrutide, and that is the combo this week's therapy of the week. Now, what is that going to do? It's going to mimic your body exercising. So, people that want to work out but don't want to physically do it, taking some SLUP-33 is actually going to mimic exercise. So, if you combine that with exercise, you get like a double effect. If not, as you're taking that product, your body's going to be thinking you're exercising, which means you're going to be burning calories and building muscle, basically just absolutely just sitting there, and your body's going to be mimicking it. We also have 10% off of all weight loss therapies. So anything that's included in weight loss, it could be AOD 9604. It could be ECA Stack Plus. That's ephedra, caffeine, aspirin, B12, and choline. It's going to give you energy for your workout. Some people like to call it a pre-workout, so that's 10% off. Semaglutide, Aries, that's 10% off. Peptide, that's 10% off. Retrotrutide, that's 10% off. So as you can see, pretty much anything that we have here at Titan Medical that is helps with weight loss or fat burning effect is going to be 10% off. Now, I'm not sure if the fat burning cream is included. I know we have some people asking. I'll check on that before the show's over. But again, 10% off of everything. Just to give you guys an idea, 10% off of semaglutide is going to be about $55 off. 10% off of Peptide is going to be about $65 off. 10% off of ECA Plus is going to be about $10 to $15 off. So you're going to be saving some good money with this. And also you could stack it up too. So if you want to get ECA Plus, semaglutide, and AOD, you're going to get 10% off of each product. So you could actually, get a little bit more bang if you get more than one. Now, we just checked. Shout out to my boy Brian. He just checked. Fat burner cream is included in the 10% off. So if you're looking to get a fat burner cream, if you want to get ripped up for the summer, grab that, and that's 10% off. Now, with the fat burning cream, it's not just a typical cream that's going to make your skin have a burning effect. It's clinically proven to actually burn fat, and it's actually going to tighten loose skin too. So a lot of those fat burning cream, they have so much caffeine and niacin and stuff in them. It feels like it's burning, so you're going to feel like it's burning fat, but it's really just actually giving you a tingling sensation. This one, it's not going to give you the burning skin effect, but it's going to give you the fat burning effect. And with our fat burning cream, it's sensitive enough where you could put it on your face. So if you have bags underneath your eyes like I do now, a little bit tired, you put that on there, it'll tighten them up. If older people, sometimes you have creases on your skin, or if you've lost a lot of weight, you can put it on your skin. It's going to take care of those wrinkles. If you have skin folds on your lower back, if you're getting ready for a bodybuilding competition, you lost a lot of water weight, and it's not really fat, just loose skin back there. It's going to help tighten that up too. That's the Titan Fat Burning Cream. It's a topical cream. We don't talk about it here too much at Titan, but now that it's the summertime, a lot of bodybuilding shows going on, I figure I'd throw it in there. And again, that's also 10% off. Let's see who we've got on. Let's give some shout outs. We got Fitness Vogues on here. Shout out to my boy Andreas on here. Yeah, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico was great. Puerto Rico is great. Shout out to Rose for taking such great care of me in Puerto Rico. I was actually staying with a client when I was down there, helping her train and stuff like that. My muscle hustle was real down there. But shout out to her for taking great care of me, great hospitality. And yes, her transformation is coming along crazy, as you guys could see. But I'm back here now, back at Titan. I'll be here every week, Friday, 2 p.m. doing this. You're welcome, Jack. Who else is on here? I am Jarrell. These are hard with these names. Got a lot of names on here. But any questions, now's the time. Ask me questions. I'll get to it live. So anything you want to ask me about Titan related, fitness related, nutrition related, or just anything else, anything crazy going on with the country, with your country, let me know where you're tuning in from, what city, state, or country you're tuning in from. MM86, how the gyms out there. I bet the heat helps. If you're referring to Florida, the gyms have the best gyms in the country here in Florida, especially here in Tampa. But the gyms in Puerto Rico, not too many gyms, to be honest. And not really a big fitness scene at all from what I've seen. The people are great. The people actually work out hard. They work out really hard. They take it serious. But in terms of food choices, in terms of being a bodybuilder, not really any at all. You basically have to buy your own food. It's not like here where you can go in a grocery store and say, let me get some plain steak, plain rice. Not that many places have steak over there. Everything's pork, everything's fried. But the gyms, I love the gym. Lab Abu Sada training facility, my client's gym. I love that gym. No AC, shakes, protein stuff upstairs, everything you need, BCAAs, creatine, all that stuff. I took my Hercules with me, which was great. So the pump was insane. Yeah, but I love training with no AC. So I'd take a gym with no AC. It doesn't have the right equipment over a nice gym with all the right stuff with AC any day. I know EPMT gym took care of me down there. A couple gyms took care of me down there. I really appreciate it. But yeah, definitely spoiled here in Florida. Definitely in Tampa. Tampa, we have the best gyms as a whole. Options and variety for bodybuilders, serious powerlifters, people like that, influencers in the whole country. Most cities, major cities have one or two. We have like 5, 6, 7 major gyms that I'll put up there with anybody in the country. So, but yeah, Puerto Rico was great. I definitely got to go back. I definitely got to spend more time down there, see more of the island, see more of the people and more of the fitness scene. But yeah, I loved it. See what else we got on here. We're into Shan. 33 others just joined all at once. 22 others just joined. 3 others just joined. So yeah, everybody's jumping on. This is a live show, so if you have any questions, ask me right now. Again, 10% of all weight loss therapies this week. So now's the time. It's a little bit late, but it's never too late. You know what I mean? So the summer's coming up close. But yeah. Love everything about your life. I appreciate it. Ciao, ciao. Appreciate it. Job well done. I appreciate it. A lot of good compliments on here. A lot of good shout outs, but I need some questions. What do you guys want to know about Titan related stuff? Who out there is taking what as well? So anybody out there is on some Titan therapies right now, whether it's HRT, whether it's weight loss, anything. Let me know how you like it, what started you with Titan. And if you have any questions about something new you want to add to it, you could always ask me that too. One of my topics for today was choose 5 foods that work for you. Now, what I mean by that is a lot of times people make a decision to eat healthy, which I did a few years back, like pretty much full-time eat healthy. A lot of times people make a decision to eat healthy, but they don't understand their body's digestion and how their body works. So they automatically think that as long as I'm eating healthy, it's good enough, which isn't the case. So to give you guys an idea, if you're doing chicken, broccoli, and rice because you know it's healthy for one meal, then the next meal you may do sweet potatoes, salmon, green beans. Then the next meal you may have a protein shake. Then the next meal you may do steak, some quinoa with some berries. And then the next meal, now you see where I'm going. Every meal is really healthy, but it's just completely different foods every time. What you want to do with your body is you want to get your body accustomed to 5 different foods and just use them in rotation. What's going to happen is your body's going to get accustomed to digesting those. So you're going to be using the bathroom at the same time every day. You're going to be regular. Your body's going to be used to it. So the more you eat it, the more your body's going to get used to it, the more you can eat it. So if you're eating the same meals all the time, after a couple of years or a few months, you may be able to add another meal in there. I've found with myself and also clients over the years that if I switch up their foods, it switches up their digestion, and then now everything is not digesting properly. They're not using the bathroom properly. So If you want to be consistent, if you want to have a flat stomach, if you want to not be bloated, if you want to not have heartburn, if you want to not have gas, if you want to not have acid reflux, indigestion, all those things, you want to pick 5 foods that your body can agree with and rotate those foods. For me, my 5 foods are oatmeal and rice for my carb sources. And then for my protein, it's salmon, steak, or eggs. That's pretty much all I eat. Now I rotate those. Sometimes I may want this. Every once in a while, I may want oatmeal with my eggs instead of rice. Or I may want, rice with egg whites instead of regular eggs. But for the most part, I do those 5 foods. I throw a little bit of fruit in there if I need to for some flavor, a little bit more carbs. But basically those 5 foods, and I just rotate those. So what that does is it gets my body accustomed to eating clean all the time. If I don't feel like eating salmon one meal, I may do steak or I may do eggs, so I know my protein sources. Now, if I want to eat a small amount of all 3, I can do a small amount of all 3. So instead of doing, say, 10 ounces of steak, I could do 4 ounces of steak, 4 ounces of salmon, and then maybe 2 whole eggs. So now I'm still getting the same amount of grams or weighted as my protein, but I'm getting a little variety. So some days if I want to keep it basic, I'll just do egg whites and oatmeal. Other day if I want to do rice and steak. But over time, when you eat like this, your body gets really accustomed to the food, your digestion gets on point, and then you don't have days where you're bloated. You don't have days where you have gas. A lot of people travel, they're like, oh, I'm bloated, this, because you're eating the wrong foods at the wrong times and you're switching it up. Just because something is healthy doesn't mean your body's going to digest it properly. It doesn't mean you're going to feel good eating it. If I eat chicken, broccoli, and rice, it bloats me like crazy. And it gives me a whole bunch of gastric problems, and it's just terrible. The chicken, the broccoli, it just doesn't go for me. Other people, they may get that same issue with steak. So for me, I just go with chicken, keep those same things. So I challenge everybody out there that wants to, yeah, someone else, Tasha says she can't eat broccoli either. Yeah, broccoli's terrible. On paper, it looks good. It's high fiber. It actually has protein in it. But a lot of my clients, I have to pull it out immediately. I always put it in there at the beginning just to see, and usually I pull it out. Only a few people I know could actually do it. But again, if you read on paper, oh, it's healthy, it's this, bananas, it's healthy. If I have them, no, it messes me up. So choose 5 foods that work for you. Keep those in rotation and just switch it up every time. If you're doing high carbs, add more of those carb sources from your 5 foods. If you're doing more protein, same thing. Now, you could do 5 foods, carb sources and proteins. And the last thing I'll say is you could add maybe 1 fruit or 1 vegetable. My fruit will be mixed berries. Choose a fruit that works for you as well. Now, you don't even want to switch up your fruits all the time. You don't want to do apples one day, bananas one day, berries one day, because again, it's going to mess up, it's going to screw you up. So figure out your fruit, figure out your 5 food sources, keep it to that. You're going to stay clean all year round. You're going to stay lean all year round. You don't have to worry about bloating. You're going to forget what bloating is. You're going to forget what heartburn is. You're going to forget what all that stuff is, because the only time you get those problems is when you have food that your body is not accustomed to. If you go out to a restaurant, you order steak and rice. You made steak and rice at the house, it's fine. Now all of a sudden the next day you're like, I got heartburn. Why do I feel like this? They cooked it. They use different oils, different seasonings, all that stuff. It makes a big difference. Same seasonings, same oils, same foods, and just do it all the time. It may get boring, but oh well, do it anyways. Get different sugar-free sauces, different things, keep it simple. The people that I know that only eat like that, they look good all the time. They feel good all the time. They never have to worry about, oh, why does I feel like this? I have a headache, because they feel the same way all the time. So if you can get your sleep on point, your food on point, your workouts on point, you know exactly how you're going to feel every day. You'll have no surprises. Michael Dean, what's a good vegetarian protein source for muscle building? That's very, very tough. I know people that do plant-based proteins that have to eat like 3 times as much the amount, because the weighted, if I'm eating broccoli or greens or beans, I'm going to have to eat a lot more weight-wise. But vegetarian protein source for muscle building, it's very, very hard. Pretty much any vegetable that has high protein, eat a lot of it. It's different when you're dealing with vegetables, because there's so many different types of vegetables and they have different types. It's not like chicken or steak where you could just look at grams of protein. I know lentils have a good amount of protein in them. They have a good amount of fiber in them. But vegetarian's tough. I'm not gonna lie, it's tough. How can I reduce sugar cravings effectively? Paxton Hall. What I would say, and I know some people may not agree with this, but I would say for myself and my clients, what I have them do is I have them drink diet soda or calorie-free, sugar-free soda. People say, oh, soda's bad, it has sweetener. Yeah, but there's been studies that say people that drink diet, calorie-free, sugar-free soda lose more weight than people that drink water, even if they're on the same diet. Now, the reason being is because when you have carbonated liquid, it's going to make you feel full, almost bloated, like full. So if you want to crave your sugar cravings, have like a sugar-free or even caffeine-free. Some of them make caffeine-free. I know Zevia makes a real good sugar-free soda. You could have that, 2 sodas with your meal, and then it's gonna cure your sugar because you're gonna get the sweetness from the soda. It's gonna make you feel full, so you're not eating so much food. So in other words, if you're overeating, you could have 1 can of sugar-free, calorie-free soda with each meal. Now you're not gonna overeat, and the sugar is gonna crave your sugar cravings. Middle of the night, you wake up, or a lot of times people want sugar cravings at night. You could just go to the kitchen, grab a Sprite Zero or a Zevia or something that's caffeine-free, because late at night, sugar-free, and just drink 1 or 2 cans, and that carbonation will make you feel full, and the sweetness will help the cravings go away. Now, I'd much rather have people do that than have someone say, just stick it out, don't eat sugar, and drink a bottle of water, because now what happens is they may get their sugar other places. So you just have to trick your body. I know carbonated drinks help a lot because they make you feel full. Sugar-free stuff, it's always good to not have anything at all, but if you have to, just find something that's quality sugar-free. Sugar-free is not as bad as what people say. People are like, oh, it's sweetener, it's just as bad as sugar. I don't feel it is. I notice a big difference when I have a lot of sweeteners versus a lot of sugars. Roman's Loft just had a pec muscle surgery. Hopefully the Wolverine package help. Oh yeah, it'll definitely help. It will definitely help. Nola, I got you. Nola's on here, says she wants a trainer. I got you. Hit me up. I got you. But yeah, Roman's Loft pec tear. Yeah, he's taking the Wolverine package, which is like a healing package that we have. So hopefully that'll speed up the process. I know when I had any type of tears or pulls, I would blast some BPC and TB500, and it would get me feeling better in literally almost a week or even less. And then what I would do is I would blast it for a week. Then I would take that dose in half for another week. And after that, I would just bring it back to the maintenance. And literally it healed up my, I had a lat, tricep issue, healed that up. I had a bicep issue, healed that up. Both elbows, healed that up. So yeah, if you guys are looking, or girls are looking for something to heal your joints, fix your elbows and back and knees rather than just numb the problem, check out BPC 157, which is the strongest one. Next one down will be TB 500. And again, you could take those together at the same time to even speed up the process even more. But what that's going to do is it's going to heal the connective tissue and ligaments in the tendon rather than numb it. So then once it's healed, you're good to go. You don't need to keep numbing it. You don't need to take painkillers. You don't need to take injectables to lubricate the joint, because we're actually going to fix the problem rather than just mask it and try to get more money out of you like most companies do. MM86 says 100 big Drews versus 1 gorilla. Who's winning? I don't know. I keep hearing all this gorilla stuff about the gorilla stuff. I don't know. It's crazy. A gorilla could just grab me by my wrist and sling me around like a little kid. So 100 versus a gorilla. I don't know. If you guys don't know about Mike Tyson had a crazy line about that. I'm not going to say it on air, but look up what Mike Tyson had to say about the 100 guys versus a gorilla. It's pretty crazy. Jennifer Dene says, how do Titan events support fitness and health education? Our events, we support fitness and health. Fitness because we sponsor bodybuilding events, which are obviously fitness related. And a lot of our events are sponsored by Autism Speaks, which is like an organization that helps with autism. So we always bodybuilding events, fitness events. Those would be probably the fitness, and health education would probably be more so just educating people at those events. But you could always call the office, 727-389-3220, if you guys want to know about Titan products. Or you could ask me live every week on this show, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, about Titan products, about stuff I've taken, my thoughts, stuff I've heard, the good, the bad, everything. Lily Allison, are cheat meals okay and how often? I don't really like to call it a cheat meal. Cheat meal, I don't think you should cheat when you do anything. I don't feel like you should cheat in a relationship. I don't feel like you should cheat if you're on the sport. I don't feel like you should cheat on a test. So I wouldn't call them cheat meals. I basically say like a reward meal. Basically, if you've done really, really well and you're ahead of schedule, you can get rewarded by having like a little bit something that you normally wouldn't have. But I've never really been a fan of cheat meals for myself or my clients. If you're doing everything the right way and on track, you don't really need them. Again, cheat meals is kind of like when people automatically assume that they're getting a cheat meal. It's like, I don't feel like you should have that. You should just be going along with whatever. And if your coach or client or whoever's dealing with your meals tells you have one, but I wouldn't expect one. A lot of times people automatically, they expect when they say, hey, yeah, Drew, it's been 2 months. When do I get my cheat meal? Like, what? That doesn't come with the program. So I would just say, and again, I would have your cheat meal, if you're really going to call it that, I would have it be a meal that's not so much like a real bad meal, but just kind of tricks your mind into thinking it's bad. For example, say if you had some like sugar-free chocolate pudding with some sugar-free whipped cream or something like that. So you're still keeping everything sugar-free, low calorie and all that stuff, but it's tricking your body into thinking that it's getting something it shouldn't have. So, I mean, yeah, you never want to assume you're going to have a cheat meal. You don't have a cheat race. You don't have a cheat test. So you never really want to assume you're going to have a cheat meal. You want to be on schedule. If you get ahead of schedule, I would just say eat more of the food you're already eating. Don't switch it up. Because again, like what I just said, if you're eating the same food at the same time, you're not going to have any issues with digestion. You're not going to have any issues using the bathroom. Now you throw that cheat meal in there. Yeah, you may not get fat because of it. You may not get fat, or it may not ruin your progress, but it's going to ruin your digestion. It's going to offset your body into thinking, what is this? I've been doing good. Now all of a sudden I need to reset my digestive tract and get everything going. So I hear people tell me all the time, "Oh, you're lean. You don't have any body fat. You could have a cheeseburger. You could have fast food." I could, but I don't want to mess up my digestion. I'm not going to gain any fat from it. I probably won't even notice a difference in the mirror, but it's going to mess up my digestion. So keep everything consistent. Food consistent, water consistent, meals consistent, and that's how you can be consistent with everything. And not even just with fitness. I think in life, if everything's consistent, you're good. Paxton Hall says, does this food help stabilize my mood or blood sugar, or do I crash afterward? I'm not sure what you're asking for. What food? If you could scroll down a little bit. Scroll down a little bit. There we go. Christian Jura said, do I notice any digestive issues after eating? Gas, bloating, discomfort. I'm not sure. Are you asking if you notice any? Yeah, I know broccoli. A lot of times people have issues with broccoli. I know a lot of times people have issues with bananas. We do food allergy testing here at Titan as well. So if you guys or girls are interested in figuring out what food, like, even though on paper it's healthy, even though you may not, catch a rash or vomit because you have it, you may be sensitive to it. So you can get a food allergy test or a food sensitivity test, so you could tell, if those bananas or that chicken or that broccoli is really messing with you, to figure out what works best for you. Like I said, everyone's different. For me, I'm a steak, salmon, and eggs guy. You might be a chicken and turkey and shrimp person. It might be different. So again, figure out what works best for you. And once you find those foods that your body agrees with, just eat them and eat them and eat them and eat them, and don't switch it up. If you want to switch up your food, you're going to switch up the mirror. If the mirror looks good, then keep on eating the same food. You want to switch up your food, the mirror changes, and now you're like, oh, what happened? Everything was fine, but you tried to complicate it by adding too many different types of food and too many different diet tricks and all this other tricks. Let me see. Christian Dior said, is this food easy for me to prepare and include in my routine? I'm not sure you're asking what food. Is this food minimally processed? I'm not sure what you're asking for. People are asking this food. I'm not sure what this food is. You'd have to explain what food you're talking about. But But yeah, just real quick, once again, we got 10% off of all weight loss products. That includes SLUP, AOD 9604, ECA Plus, terzapeptide, semaglutide, retatrutide, Retta, they all in there. So 10% off of each one. You could stack those on top of each other too. So if you want to get two, you could save 10% on each product. Not just, well, I guess the total order will be each product as well, but you can get more than one thing and get 10% off of each thing. But yeah, Titan events. I know Titan events we have coming up. I know we have the Mid-Florida coming up. That's going to be real soon. I believe that is in, let me see if I can think off the top of my head. I think it's May 31st. I'm not sure. I'm going to have Brian pull up the events for me real quick, but we have the Mid-Florida coming up, and we also have the Tampa Pro coming up as well. Romans, Big Drew lives. Big Drew lives are the best. He answers everyone. I appreciate you. Yeah, I try to get to everybody's questions. My favorite part of the show is always Q&A, so I try to answer them to the best as I can. And yes, we have the Tampa Titan Medical Center Tampa Pro. That is going to be July 31st through August 2nd. So it's coming up. What is that? We're almost in June. So June, July, about 2.5 months, about 10 weeks to Tampa Pro. And then after that, we have the Hurricane Pro, which is October 17th. And that's going to go to the 18th, 2-day show this year. That's in St. Pete, Florida. But again, Hurricane Pro is a 2-day show this year. Usually it's 1 day, but it was so big past couple of years. Now they make it into a 2-day show, which is good. I love the event. I love the venue. That's a Tim Gardner show. It's at the Coliseum in St. Pete, which is a great little venue. It's a smaller arena, but I like the atmosphere. It's great for the expo. It's a great setup. The movie Cocoon, the old school movie Cocoon, was filmed at this venue at the Coliseum in St. Pete. So anybody like over 40 that remembers that movie Cocoon, that was filmed there. And then the Tampa Pro, another Tim Gardner show. That's July 30th to August 2nd. That's going to be at the Grand Hyatt Bayport here in Tampa. Same place it was at last year and other years before. Again, that's a Tim Gardner show. It's an NPC show and an IFBB show. So you can see the amateurs and see the pros. Again, it's a 3-day show. I believe it's a 3-day show this year. So make sure you check the schedule to figure out what day you want to go. One day may be physique, one day may be bikini, the next day may be bodybuilding. So figure out what day you want to go. And also, too, make sure when you're looking at what day you want to go, it's the right category. Don't just look at bodybuilding. Make sure it's not, 212 or masters, or make sure bikini. There's a million bikini classes. Make sure it's the right class. It seems like almost every year I see someone get a ticket and they come and they say, oh, I thought it was today, but it was yesterday, it was tomorrow. So make sure you get the right ticket. And also, there is multiple packages. Tim Gardner has it set up. So if you go to the website, you could order like an all-in-one ticket. You could order like a 2-day pass, 3-day pass. There's VIP there. I'll be everywhere. I'll be backstage. I'll be in the crowd. I'll be at the judges' table. I'll be all over the place. But that's the Tampa Pro. That's the next one coming up, July 31st to August 2nd. And again, Titan Medical Center presents the Tampa Pro. We're the title sponsor this year. Adrena Fit Line. Do eggs keep me full and energized, or do they make me feel sluggish or cause any sensitivities? That would be depending on you. Most of the times, eggs make people feel energized. The choline and aminos inside the yolk will give you good energy. The egg whites is obviously the protein, but I know for me, whole eggs give me more energy than egg whites. They don't make me feel sluggish. Again, if you're just having the eggs by themselves, they should actually give you energy. Now, if you're having eggs with bacon and cheese and, adobo and a whole bunch of bad high sodium seasoning, that may slow you down, but it's not the egg. It's the cheese and the salt and the bacon and, the sugary ketchups and barbecue sauces. That's probably what's slowing you down. But eggs as a whole, great energy source. And if you could find pasture farm-raised eggs, they're very hard to find. Not cage-free, pasture farm-raised. You could actually crack those into the blender and blend them raw. They're safe enough to drink. I do it. Put some berries in there. You can put some oatmeal, some honey, and just drink them. Just get it down as quick as possible. You won't taste the eggs, I promise you. As long as there's some frozen fruit and some Splenda, something in there, you'll be good to go. I appreciate your Adrena Fit Line. Very exquisite. Okay. What do we got? Do bananas help me fuel before workouts or make me feel jittery or sleepy afterwards? Now, again, everyone's different. On paper, bananas are going to be great because the carb source, clean carbs. It has a little bit of dense to the fruit. In other words, it's kind of like a fudgy density, so it's going to make you feel not so empty. So on paper, it's good. It has electrolytes, potassium. So all that stuff on paper is great before you work out. Now, but for me, no bananas. If I have bananas, it makes me feel funny. It makes my stomach feel off. It interrupts whatever food I have in my stomach, digestive-wise. If I add a banana just to my normal shake, it messes me up. So for me, I can't do it. So for me, no. For other people, it may be. So only way to do it is to try it. Banana is about 25, 26 grams of sugar. The carbs is about the same. So, I mean, it's good on paper, but again, no. For me, I'd rather have an apple before I work out. I'd rather have some berries, blackberries, blueberries, red berries. I like berries before I work out, or even some pineapple, watermelon. Pineapple's got a lot of carbs, good sugar, and it's soft, sweet. Same with watermelon. So I may have my meal, and then if I'm still a little hungry, I may have like a bowl of pineapples, just straight pineapples with nothing on it, or like some watermelon on my way to the gym just to give me some, more liquid to my body, more fullness. Nikos, do you recommend to use creatine? Yes, I do. I recommend creatine very much. I've been talking with John, seeing if we could do something creatine-wise here at Titan. Just imagine if we had some creatine in our Hercules potion or something like that. That would be crazy. But yes, I do recommend creatine. I take at least 20 grams a day. I know sometimes people say, all you need is 5. No, you don't. You need more. So if you read a creatine that says, 5 grams per scoop, 1 scoop a day. Nah, big boys take big doses. And when it comes to creatine, it's safe to take more. So I wouldn't say big boy take big doses in everything. But if you're experienced, if you've been working out for a while, you should start at least 10 grams, at least. I would say even 15, 20, 25 tops. I do all my creatine in the morning because I train in the morning. So when I make my meal, I just put 4 scoops of creatine, 4 scoops of glutamine, which is 20 grams of each. I take that in the morning with my vitamins with my meal. What's the biggest myth you hear about fitness? Biggest myth I hear about fitness is that you have to do cardio to lose weight or to get abs. I don't do any abs. People always ask what I do for my abs. I just eat healthy. If they say, what do you do to get them more cut? I eat healthier or I keep it more strict. So biggest myth I hear is having to do cardio to burn fat. You do not have to, as long as you're working out heavy and intense and stressing your body through the muscle training. You don't need cardio. And again, but you do need to have a strict diet when you don't do cardio. You can't just eat what you want and do an hour on the stair machine. It doesn't work like that. You could do no cardio at all, clean up your diet, and look way better. So no cardio is needed to burn fat. And ladies, if you're on the stair machine and doing all this cardio, you're burning your glutes away. Literally, you're walking your butt off, literally. So better just squat heavy, rest, eat properly. Nikos is asking, in addition of the Hercules potion. Yeah, I take creatine with Hercules potion. Hercules potion's like, it's an amino blend. It's got citrulline, leucine. It's got a bunch of aminos in it, but it's going to give you a crazy pump in the gym. It's going to give you vascularity. It's going to be able to make you go longer. Now, putting a creatine on top of that, it's like next level. The creatine is going to give you a pump as well. It's going to put more increased cellular volumization within the muscle. It's going to force a little bit of liquidization and hydration within the muscle with the creatine. So that combined with the Hercules potion is next level. Now, if I had to choose one or the other, I would go with the Hercules potion. But again, not everybody's here in the U.S. can get Hercules potion. And again, creatine's cheap, so you might as well just go both. I mean, you might as well take the creatine, Hercules. Before you train, you could do creatine at the same time as your Hercules. So you could literally take it 30 minutes before you work out, take a couple mLs of Hercules, 10, 20 grams of creatine, you're good to go. Michael Dean saying, are all protein powders created equal? Absolutely not. I'm not a fan of protein powders at all, but there are some I will use. The only time I'll ever use protein powder is if there's no egg whites, liquid egg whites available, and I can't have any whole food. If I could have whole food, I'll never really do protein powders. But again, if you have problems with your stomach, I would recommend some of the vegan or plant-based protein powders. Those are a lot more gentle on your stomach. And people say they don't taste as good. Oh, well, deal with it, you know. I mean, just eat it. Would you rather drink it, just chug it down real quick, it doesn't taste as good and it's not messing up your stomach, or drink something that tastes so good and it's so sweet and perfect, and then now you're messed up all day long, your stomach's jacked up? So plant-based proteins are the most gentle ones for your stomach, but go with whole food if you can. Chug some egg whites if you can. Easier, less irritation in your stomach as well. That's pretty much it. I don't see any more questions. Let me just check real quick. If you could check all the different streams. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube right now. You can check Titan Medical's website on their Facebook for the main screen. So you can see all the screens behind me. I got some people on my live right now on my Instagram, but the main screen will be on the Titans page so you can see everything. Someone's asking, what are your thoughts on ECA Stack Plus for weight loss, though? I know about the energy, but how effective is for fat loss? I might go on it. It's very effective for weight loss. The ephedrine within there is actually like it's like almost like a prescription fat burner. It's going to help you breathe a lot better, kind of like what albuterol or clenbuterol will do. Now with the caffeine, it's going to give you energy. The B12 and choline. B12 has many benefits, fat loss benefits. The aspirin is going to help thin out your blood for your workout. So whenever your blood's moving thinner through your body, you get more of a pump. If your blood's thick and it can't make, it's kind of like a straw. If your blood's too thick, it's like sucking a thick protein shake through a straw. If your blood's thin, it's like water going through a straw. So whenever your blood's thinner from the aspirin and the B12, and the ECA, your blood's going to be moving better. What's going to lower your blood pressure? If your blood pressure is lower, now you're breathing better and you have more energy to work out. So I know it helps a lot. It helps a lot, especially if people are doing cardio or they're doing some type of running. If you take an ECA before, it's gonna help you push through that. So technically, it's not going to burn fat as strong as semaglutide, but again, you could take it combined with semaglutide. It's definitely going to help you through your workouts. It's going to make you sweat a little bit, increase your body temperature a little bit. Anytime your body temperature is increased, your body's just burning calories because it's tricking your body to think I need to be burning even though you're not doing anything. So if you're sitting around hot, that's good. Your body's fighting to cool off, you're burning calories. What advice would you give your younger self about health? I'd probably start eating healthy younger. In terms of the way I train and all that, I don't think I would change anything. I mean, the older I get, the smarter I train. I was kind of young and reckless in terms of my training. But the main thing I would do is I would eat healthier earlier. My earlier years, people know me, I was like Mr. McDonald's. I was eating it every day, like literally 3, 4, 5 times a day. Calories, calories, calories. And I still thought I looked good. I still, had abs and stuff, but it would just mess me up, my digestion. And my skin wasn't as clear. I was bloated. I just didn't like it. So the only thing I would change would be eating healthy. I wish I would have started that when I started my my journey, my bodybuilding, get big, get swole journey. If I would have started that, everything else was on point. I took all the right vitamins, took everything I was supposed to take. I watched videos and studied books about this, nutrition, supplement. Everything else was on point. But I just ate like crap because I felt like I needed to get cheap calories in my body as much as I possibly can. Now that I'm older, I eat cleaner, and now my waistline's tighter, and I feel like I look a lot better. So eat clean. Ladies, men, eat clean. It's so much easier to just eat clean. You don't need to do cardio, just eat clean. Like, if you never ate clean for 3 months to 6 months straight, you'll never know the potential of how your body can really look. It's amazing how you could just change what you eat and your whole body changes. Whole body changes. All right. Do you recommend nitric oxide? I use ECA. Is it related? ECA is actually going to help a little bit with the blood flow. Like I said, it has the aspirin in it, which is going to thin out your blood. So if your blood's thin, you have more of a pump. Now, I would recommend taking Hercules Potion with your ECA. Hercules Potion, you're going to get a little bit more nitric oxide blood flow than ECA. I notice more vascularity. I notice more of a pump, but you could take them both together. That's like the perfect pre-workout. That's my basically Titan pre-workout is 2 to 4 mLs of Hercules, and 1 ECA high dose. That's what I take. It's pretty much all you need. You're not going to have to worry about using the bathroom with those cheap pre-workouts. The pump's going to stay. And again, it's not going to mess up your stomach with all those powders and, garbage caffeine and stuff, in the powders. All those proprietary blends and stuff, you don't know what's in that stuff. All you really need is a quality 3 or 4 quality ingredients for your pre-workouts that are in the ECA with the Hercules, and that's all you need. Lexi Marvel, how do you balance recovery and intense training? Sleep. If you have a very intense training session, doesn't matter if you're running, if you're doing CrossFit, if you're bodybuilding, powerlifting, any type of sport. You could play a sport. You could be a soccer player. You could be a cheerleader. You could be anything. I mean, if you're after intense training, you're gonna want to get some quality supplementation, food, and rest. So I would say make sure you get your rest before you train. Depending on what sport or what type of training you're doing, you don't want to take too much time off, but don't be afraid to stay home one day from your workout sessions and just literally rest, put your feet up, get a good couple meals in, gallon of water, and literally just rest for the day. If that's what it's going to take to have a better session the next day, I would do that. Like I said, the older I get, the less I'm going to the gym and the better I'm feeling. I used to go every single day, sometimes twice a day. Now it's like, less is more. I'm feeling better. So I would say you can go back to the gym as soon as you need to be. Just make sure you're eating all your food and getting enough sleep and water before you go back. A lot of times people think rest is just time away from the gym, but you want to have mental rest. You want to have, all your food and everything in place. You don't want to just take a day off from the gym and be running around all day long doing everything you're supposed to be doing the day you're at the gym. Especially if you're in a hot weather state, you're running around all day long. That's not resting. You want to treat a rest day as if you're sick. When you're sick, you don't run around all day. You sit at home, you lay in the bed, lay in the couch, you just lay there, hydrate, eat, and just wait for it to be over. So if you're taking a rest day off from the gym, do the same thing. Treat it like you're sick. Get off your feet. Stop talking on the phone all day long. Stop moving around, like mental rest, physical rest. Take a full day rest. You'll feel a lot better. OG Bod Dirty say, yo, OG, used to see your vids all the time. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been doing this for a while now. It's crazy when people call me an OG in this game now. It's crazy. But when I look back at all the years, yeah, I guess I am an OG. I've been doing this 20 years now. It's crazy. Most common fitness mistakes, yeah, I would say about the eating. Same thing with the eating. Any other questions on here? Facebook, TikTok. How do I measure my progress besides the scale? The mirror. Take your scale and throw it away. Throw your scale away unless you're an athlete that's required for a weight requirement or a weight limit. I did the same thing. I used to step on the scale. You guys may laugh. 5-10 times a day. Every time I went in the bathroom, I'm thinking I need to be this. It messed me all up. Now, you could have the dream body you ever wanted to have, but if it's 15 pounds lighter than what you think you should be, you're going to be too concerned with the scale. So I would say the scale lies, the mirror never lies. Go off of the look you want to have more so than the scale, and just literally just keep checking the mirror, your arms, your legs, whatever you're trying to increase. Just look at the mirror and don't worry too much about the scale. Because if people say you look great, if you think you look great, who cares what the scale says? The scale could tell me right now I'm 180 pounds, and I wouldn't care. But I'm about 280, but still, if it said 180, I'd be like, I don't care as long as I look the way I want to look. So scale lies, the mirror never lies. Easiest way. How do I become a Titan athlete in Arizona? I'm not sure if we're taking on Titan athletes right now, but you could definitely jump on Team Titan and try some of our great therapies. I'm not sure if you compete. Looks like you're from your picture, you're a physique guy, but I can't really tell. But we service all 50 states, so call 727-389-3220, and we can get some stuff out to you. Tony Bates out in AZ. OG Bod Dirty, OG Boo Dirty is asking, can I get Titan up here in Canada? We don't ship to Canada, but if you have anybody in the U.S., friend, family, work, anybody, that that has an address, we could ship to them and then they could ship to you, which is completely legal. We're not, we're not cutting corners by doing that. So if you know anybody, you or anybody else here in the U.S. or outside the U.S., or if you need our products, if you know somebody in the U.S., we could ship to them and then they could ship to you. Just call 727-389-3220. Let one of the girls know on the phone, Big Drew said that I can get stuff, ship this, that, and they'll take you through the process. I'm sure there's forms and stuff you have to fill out, but that's completely legal. So if we need to get it to you, we'll find a way to get it to you. Malvi, I appreciate it. That's pretty much it for today. Shout out to everybody who tuned in. I'll be back next week. Again, last 10% off of all weight loss products. So if you want to lose weight, or if you want to know someone that wants to lose weight, put them on to Titan Medical. Have them call 727-389-3220. 10% off semaglutide, 10% off tirzepeptide, 10% off Retta, 10% off ECA, 10% off the fat burning cream. It's very late towards the summer. Grab that cream, tighten up that core, tighten up that stomach, that lower back. Ladies, get ready for the summer. I'm Big Drew. This is Titan Medical. Make sure you click the bell on YouTube so you're notified of videos like this after you subscribe. Check me out on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I'll be back next week. Have a great week. Big